Oh, Brenos, listen up. Let me tell you something. People see the future in totally different ways. Some people they wake up thinking that the world is full of possibilities. Others wake up convinced everything's about to fall apart. And the wild thing about this is that both types can actually be right at the same time because it comes down to how they think and whether they have a plan for what's about to happen. So today I want to break something down for you. Something simple but powerful. There are basically four types of people in the world, and it all comes from two basic questions. Do you think the future's gonna be better or worse? And do you actually have a plan for it or not? Put those two together and boom, you get four types. Definite optimists, indefinite optimists, definite pessimists, and indefinite pessimists. And I know these words they look confusing, but don't worry, I'm not gonna give you textbook definitions. I'm gonna explain this like real humans with real examples so you can recognize these people in your life and maybe even recognize yourself. Let's start with the definite optimist. This is the kind of person who looks at the future and thinks, yeah, it's gonna be better. I actually know how I'm going I actually know how I'm going to make everything better. These people don't sit around hoping things that will just magically improve. They literally grab life and say, "Move. I'm doing something." They're the real ones who make plans, break those plans into steps, and actually follow through. You've probably seen this type before. Maybe a friend who says they're gonna start a business and actually does it. Someone who learns a skill because they know where they want to be in 2 years. And the cool part is, their life tends to move in the direction they want. Not because they're lucky, not because they just had a good chance to do it, but because they're intentional. The good side of being a definite optimist is that everything feels meaningful. You wake up with a direction, you take ideas you are just floating that are just floating in your head, and you turn them into reality, those ideas. And every time something works, you feel this, yes, I did that kind of energy, right? But now there's also a downside, of course. These people sometimes push themselves too hard, not because someone forced them, but because they genuinely want to build things and see results. So they get exhausted. They forget to slow down. They forget they're human. They can burn out. But even then, they will probably stand back up and keep building anyways. If you know someone who's working on something, a project, a plan, a dream, they talk about the future. That's a definite optimist. That's the perfect example. Now the second type is the indefinite optimist. The it'll work out somehow people. These people think the future will be better, but they don't really have a plan, no strategy, no clear steps. They are chilling. They're hoping everything falls into place. You know the vibe, something good is going to happen. Don't stress, bro. Life handles itself. These people walk around with positive energy. But then, but when you ask them how things will get better, they don't know. They say stuff like, I'll figure it out eventually. Or good things come to good people. Now, there is something nice about them. They're relaxed, they're hopeful, they don't carry heavy pressure on their soldiers, they don't overthink every detail, which makes life feel lighter, but that isn't gonna get you anywhere in life. The downside, there's a downside. This is the bad part of the optimist section. They have no direction. And without direction, they drift. Their life becomes like a boat without a captain, moving, floating, but never really aiming anywhere. Years can pass, they're still in the same spot. Not because they're lazy, but because they never decided where they wanted to go. Okay? Now we've got the pessimists. The optimists are done, now the pessimists, the definite pessimists. This person thinks that the future is gonna get worse. But unlike most people, they actually have a plan and a detailed one, a fully detailed one. These people look at the world and see danger, chaos, problems. But the interesting thing is that they don't just sit around scared. They get ready and they prepare for the worst. They're the type who save money like crazy, who learn backup skills, who think 5 steps ahead because they genuinely don't trust the future. One good thing about them, they're responsible. They take things seriously. They don't get caught off guard easily because they've thought of almost every single possible way things could fall apart. But here's the downside. Living like this is exhausting. Imagine waking up every day thinking everything's collapsing soon. No matter how much they plan, they will feel stressed. They will feel unsafe. And their plans, they don't come from excitement that what's going to happen in the future. If this happens, I'm going to do this. No, it comes from fear. And the saddest part, because they expect the future to be so bad, they don't try to make a good one. They don't take risks. They don't innovate. They don't dream. They survive. That's it. And finally, the last type, the indefinite pessimist. This is probably the hardest mindset to be around. These people think the future will be worse and they have no plan for it. That might be one of the stupidest things you've ever heard. Yeah. It's like they gave up before even starting. They go through life like saying stuff like, what's the point? Or nothing's gonna change anyway. They don't believe the future is going anywhere good. So they don't take action. They don't make decisions. They don't build anything. The tough part is that living like this drains your energy. Everything feels heavy. Even small things feel pointless because you've convinced yourself that the future is hopeless. Okay? But there's something important. People don't end up here overnight. Usually they've been discouraged. Usually they've been disappointed. Or too many times they've been told that they're not capable. It's not weakness, it's just fatigue. And sometimes these people only need one win, one bit of progress, one plan to start feeling alive again. If you know anyone like this who's doubting themselves, always expecting failure, always stuck in the same place, you're looking at an indefinite pessimist. So here's the thing. None of these types are good. None of these types are bad. All these 4 types I just told you, they're just mindsets. Okay? And mindsets, they can change. The point isn't to judge yourself. It's to understand where you are right now. Because once you know that, you can decide where you want to go. You can choose to build. You can choose to hope with a plan. You can choose to prepare without fear. Or choose to break out of that why bother mindset. At the end of the day, your future isn't random. It's shaped by how you think and what you do. Your future depends on you. So if there's one thing you take away from this, it's this. The future isn't something you walk into. It's something you create.